I love your studio there, Joe. That's
Thank
impressive. Fight Club and The Dark Knight as well. Love it. They're the two of my
thank you.
faves. So getting off cinema and onto something else. So along with wrestling, music is clearly one of your great loves. I think that
Yeah,
jumps out about you straight away, and it's not
yeah.
just because of the intros and things. So,
Hmm.
and you've managed to marry the two, which is the dream. So, and as we know, the
Yeah.
best personas in wrestling are often an extension of that wrestler's real self. So, did you ever have any trepidation about this persona, or when you crafted it, or did it just come about naturally and work?
So what I'm currently presenting is just something that has organically happened over a long period of time. I got close to getting to to what I'm presenting now, and it was actually a chance encounter with Eric Young on a tour of Germany, and he was watching my stuff and basically saying, you know what, I think if we just tweak this a little bit and tweak that a little bit, and you kind of make these are some suggestions. I took them on board, and really a few conversations with Eric Young were what I needed to make the final touches to what I was presenting. And I believe his input is what led me directly to that long championship title run. So very grateful to EY for that. Um, with regards to like trepidation, no, not at all. When I got into wrestling relatively late. I started training when I was just about to turn 25, and I went in with I'd been doing music for 10 years without much success, so I'd kind of, all bets were off at that point. I had nothing to lose, and I was able to look at wrestling as a business, and I was kind of starting to realize that when I was watching professional wrestling, when it came to people who were over, if you had an over entrance, that was really half the battle. So what I lacked in experience when I started, I was able to cover a lot of ground very quickly by having, in my view, the best entrances.
Yeah, 100%. It's because I do remember because my wife isn't a massive wrestling fan like I am, but when we were watching World of Sport, she was watching a lot of your entrances there, and you were one of the ones who got over with her before everybody else did. And I remember thinking, this guy's clicked something, which is
Yeah.
gonna work with the guy who might turn the non-wrestling fan into a wrestling fan. And again, that's the
Yeah.
fact, isn't it? That's what
That's
we
it.
do.
I'm creating things that would be I'm trying to create things that would be interesting to a non-fan. That's always been my
Yeah, awesome. So that's interesting what you tell me about Eric Young, because obviously we know he's such a creative force behind the scenes. He loves his cinematic stuff as well. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for a conversation between you and him. Could you go into any more detail about the sort of stuff you and him talk about when you collaborate or when you come up with ideas? That must be a
well, I
melting.
mean, the thing about that I was I've always found it quite difficult to fit in because just the way my mind works, I can be a bit of an odd guy. I think people can kind of see me off in my own world because I'm just constantly thinking and analyzing, and so I don't. It takes me a while to. It takes people a while to warm up to me. Where I was very grateful because like EY kind of welcomed me into his group instantly, so that really helped a lot. And having his counsel when it came to making decisions. He helped me to, I see things from the entertainment perspective, and he was able to help me see it, step out of that for a second and see it from the pro wrestling side as well. So um it it's been very, very useful. But also, believe it or not, Eric Young has a huge passion for music as well. So we've connected on that. We like a lot of the same bands. We like a lot of the same things. And he's somebody that I look up to in terms of as a professional wrestler as well. So yeah, I'm definitely there's a lot to learn from EY at all times.
Awesome. So here's the big news of next month is the UK tour. And I'm just going
Yeah.
to keep this broad. What are you looking forward to the most? What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I don't think people realize how difficult it is for British professional wrestlers to get noticed in America, get signed in America, get over in America, and become a champion in America. It's very hard to do. It's very rare because if you think about it, think about what it takes to get a visa and to fly you over from the UK. There's such a high standard to break through to that next level. So I know how hard it is for the UK talents here. So what I'm excited about is the British fan base in professional wrestling has really kept a lot of us going for a number of years when there weren't as many opportunities there. So I'm looking forward to Impact bringing the product over to the United Kingdom, and for the British fans to see what it is that we're putting out there in person, but also for the Impact locker room to see what amazing fans, and for management to see what amazing fans we have here in the UK. And this, to me, is a demonstration of how valuable the UK market is to professional wrestling. And I know myself and a lot of my colleagues wouldn't be where we are without it. And to be honest with you, that goes for people across the entire industry. If you look at the British professional wrestling scene in that sort of 2016, 2017 period when things were really, really hot, so many of the talents that you see headlining shows in all promotions, a lot of them got a lot of buzz from the UK scene. So I'm delighted that Impact can show a bit of love to the UK.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to be in the Coventry at the Coventry show, hopefully doing a little bit of press. So I'm super excited about that. As a guy who's worked on a lot of British indies, and again, you know, the UK wrestling fans are eating very, very well these past 12 months. It's been great. It continues to be great with heading into October. But you will know as well as I do how vociferous and loud the fans can be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think some of your colleagues are ready for that? Do you think they really feel it like you'll know it?
I think they're going to love it. I think they're absolutely going to love it. And, I think that's why people are seeing, all companies are seeing the UK as a top priority as a market, because the UK has an unbelievable passion and always has had an unbelievable passion for professional wrestling. There's been times where the industry has leaned on the United Kingdom, and the fan base have gladly propped up the industry. When like, if you think about it, Impact way back in the day, the shows were so popular here in the United Kingdom, the venues that we were doing. And I think the enthusiasm that we're seeing for Glasgow, Newcastle, and Coventry, even just dipping our toes in the water here, I think the enthusiasm that we've had for the product, people can't wait to see this. And we are bringing an absolutely stacked roster. The whole purpose of this tour is not to, let's put on some shows. No, we're here and we're bringing our absolute A game. Like, these cards are going to be pay-per-view. Every night is going to be a pay-per-view quality card. We're coming here to mean business, and we're here to send a message that we have the best professional wrestling product in the world today. We're here to send the message that we have the best wrestling show in the world today. I wholeheartedly believe that, and I'm going to do everything in my power to prove that when we come to the UK. And I know the roster feels the same.
That's awesome. So taking it to the ring a little bit.
Yeah.
So are you still on the quest for the Digital Media Championship, or has that been paused for you and Yuya to go and kick ass together?
But for me right now, I'm focused on the tag team division. I was told, put everything into that, give it everything, and good things will happen. And that's what's been happening. So I was given the challenge to leave my entrance music at the door and create something new. And so I created a new song for Joya. I've put everything into it, and the crowd are loving it as well. So my focus is 100% on the tag team division. I'm not even thinking about what's going on in the other divisions right now, because I'm so focused on this one.
Awesome. Impact Plus, that must be an awesome thing to have, on YouTube, because let's be honest, not every promotion is on a platform like that. And, with the Zone and everything else, there's so many eyes on the product now. That must be a lovely feeling for someone like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working very hard at this for a long period of time, and this is the perfect platform for me. I chose to come to Impact Wrestling. There's multiple places I could have gone, and I chose Impact Wrestling because of the creative freedom, and I feel the fit I have for the product. So that's why I came to Impact, and I've been delighted with the opportunities that I've been given to be creative and to do what I do, and to do that on the platform that we have and the various platforms that we have across the world. It's a very exciting time to be in Impact Wrestling, and I completely believe that Impact is on a sharp upward trajectory right now. So now's the time to be watching.
Certainly is. I was going to say, just expanding on that a little bit further, Impact, as you say, feels like a really, really good fit for you as a performer. I think the creative freedom is, as you say, is a big part of that.
Mhm.
Just speaking about it as a promotion more broadly, how's it been as a home to you in recent years? What else is it about what is it about the company that keeps you there? About that roster, about everything that's there? Because you sound really excited about it,
Mhm.
and that fascinates me. I'd love to know a little bit
So
more about
the
how.
reason is this: all you can ask for in this business is an opportunity. That's all you can ask for, and that's what I get. They give me opportunities, and I do my best to knock them out the park. That's what my goal is to do here. Anytime they give me the door opens a little bit, I try and knock it down. I genuinely believe that I can be one of the key pillars for this organization. I believe that I can be one of the key people for this organization, and that is my goal, is to be someone that this organization can put into any spot. I want to be the type of performer that can carry any spot in this company, and my goal is to go to the top. But to do that, I need to make sure I deliver on every opportunity that's given to me. But I'll tell you something, it won't be for a lack of effort. I tell you that anytime that I'm given any opportunity, I give my absolute all to it. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, all I do is work. That's all I do. That is all I do, but it's the choice that I made, and I'm going to see it through 100%. And it's the life I chose. It's the life I love, and I love the results, and I want the opportunities. I'm hungry for more, and I'm giving it everything I've got.
Mate, you gave me some awesome quotes there. I can't wait to write this up. I'm really looking forward to it. Um, Here's what I've got to ask, because it feels like we're just scratching the surface with your time and Impact. There's so much more for you
Yeah.
to do. Like, my God, there's so many people on the roster where there could be some dream matches. So,
Mm-hmm.
who is it right now? Who's on your Mount Rushmore of opponents?
I've been asking to work with Bully for, ever since we were both in Ring of Honor. So since 2019, I've been asking to work with Bully. I believe that if you work with Bully, you come out of it better. So he's up there. Um, that's the first one that comes to mind. Frankie Kazarian is up there for me. We haven't wrestled yet. Um, there's some I have wrestled who I want to wrestle again. I'll tell you, I mean, Alex Shelley, I think that I know that I have a talent for hold catch wrestling, and I haven't really showcased that yet. And I think
Hmm.
wrestling Alex Shelley, it would be, I think the fans would see something from me that they might not expect or they haven't seen before. I'm well versed in British hold for hold wrestling. People just haven't seen it yet. So I'm excited to break that out. And I think Alex Shelley would be the perfect opponent to do so. Oh,
Yeah,
and he's the world champion. So let's throw that into the mix as well.
I was going to say, Scott, the more of you watching, you can make that happen for us. Thank you. Yes, please. Yeah, like, those are some I'd like to see as well. And here's the thing, though. A lot of those guys are good guys. They're like yourself. They're fan favorites. So would you have to, if you were creating a song about them to give them a little bit of a ribbon with your entrances, would you pull any punches going in against a friend or a fellow fan favorite, or would the gloves come off?
I mean, you kind of have to go all the way. You kind of
Yeah,
have to go all the way. It's about entertaining the fans. If it's what's best for the show, then that's what I'll do.
I was going to say, but can anything ever beat Dancing Moose? Because I think Dancing Moose might be the greatest of all time.
Yeah, it's weird that people don't usually cite that one. People usually like Edge's bitch. People, that's usually
Oh,
people.
yeah.
But but yeah, hey, I think Moose did an interview recently where he was like, "Hey, it wasn't even that bad. He just called me Dancing Moose." So if Moose doesn't feel that he's been made fun of enough, I'm always happy to come back and make fun of Moose more and more and more. That is no. I just want Impact Management and Moose to know that is not a problem. We can revisit that chapter anytime.
I'd pay solely just to watch that every week, Joe. Anyway, I'm going to say thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, Joe Hendry. Thank you so much.